Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Tess and I'm here today shooting this video to hopefully provide you with some useful and practical information to apply for the Japanese MEXT scholarship. I'm going to be speaking from my own experience. So it's going to be the 1-year MEXT scholarship. And I've applied for it in 2018 and received the scholarship and studied 1 year in Tokyo at Sophia University from 2018 until 2019. At the time, I was enrolled in a British university, but I am originally from Italy, so I had to go and apply for the MEXT scholarship it all had to go through the Japanese embassy in Rome, Italy. So I would like to dive into it straight away. You are going to have to fill out an application form, and I'm going to show it to you so that you can have it right there on the screen. But I'm going to read through together with you. I'm going to read through my application. So the first question of the application says, please write your specific study plan in the field of Japanese studies which relate your plan to your current study or research in your university. You are encouraged to write your study plan in Japanese. So all of this application would be better done in Japanese. So again, the question is 日本語、日本文化の分野で学びたい具体的内容を現在大学で学んでいる内容と関連付けて、記入すること。相当の日本語能力を有する者は日本語により記入すること。Right. So I wrote my 日本で学習計画 the study plan in Japan. I'm going to read out mine in Japanese. ゆっくりとね。日本では現代日本語を上級まで上達させるとともに卒業論文を書くための準備をしておきたいと思う。そのために古文の知識を含めながら古典文学の勉強をさらに広めていきたいと思う。特に2年生の授業の中で興味を持ち出したいのは以下の3つの研究テーマである。1つ目は旅行文学の研究である。平賀源内作、不良堂、何でしたっけこれ、ちょっと待ってね。はい、一つ目は領区文学の研究である平賀源内作不良堂剣伝を授業で学んだのがきっかけで江戸時代の人々の、鎖国の背景下での異文化の見方を研究したいと思う。未検索の地域や想像上の地域への好奇心が江戸時代の作品の中ではどのように描かれていたかを数多くの作品を読んで考えていきたいと思う。と同時に現代の日本人の異文化に対する考え方も考察したいと思う。そのためにできれば日本の大学の文学の授業に通いたいし、日本人へのインタビューも行いたいと思う。2つ目は日本文学における日本文学における研究である。古文の授業では1668年間の一級話を読み、主人公の、滑稽さが魅力的で印象的であった。一級話をベースにした作品が現代の絵本に至るまで出版されていることを習った。現代によってその滑稽さがどのように 変わってきたのかを分析したいと思う。そして、そのために東京で活躍されている先生方のご指導をいただきながら、一級話から生まれたさまざまな作品のことを学びたいと思う。3つ目は敬語の勉強である。特に現代によって敬語がどのように変わってきたかを探ってみたい。ケンブリッジ大学では国語の専門家はいないため、日本でその研究を始めたいと思う。国敬と敬語については翻訳が可能かどうかも考察したいと思う。確かに難題ではあるが、日本語の面白さを伝えるために重要な問題である。So this was my what I wrote. I must say that reading it even now, it does have a few specific words and intricate ones, but they were words that I was kind of using, that I had come across at the time, and so you might want to have only a few specific keywords in your research project, in your study plan for Japan. So because I was studying Edo period literature at the time, I came up with something that wasn't necessarily going to be what I eventually ended up studying and doing and researching in Japan. And I must say that actually at an undergraduate level, while you have to kind of come up with ideas for your application process, when you actually are in Japan at an undergraduate level, you are not going to be required, or at least not in my case, to carry out any type of research with your university. You might have to do your own research project. You might have to carry out your own research project for your university back in Europe, or in my case in England. But yes, definitely you don't have to worry too much about this application and what you write on it. But at least at the time of writing, try to write something that you are at least a bit passionate about, because you might have to speak about it in the interview process. So let's see if there are a few Japanese expressions that you could use from my application. I started off with saying that in Japan, I would like my Japanese to skill up. I would like my Japanese to improve. So I said, 日本では現代日本語を上級まで上達させるとともに、So 卒業論文を書くための準備をしておきたいと思う。So here for my university in England, it wasn't a requirement to prepare to do some research to write the final year dissertation. Okay, so if that's something that's required by your university, or you're thinking, or it is even a possibility, you could use that as I don't say an excuse, but a reason to say, I need to be in Japan because I would like to research this specific topic for my final year dissertation. So I started off with that sentence. You can take away from that the 現代日本語を上級まで上達させるとともに、okay? And then 卒業論文を書くための準備をしていきたいと思う。And then そのために you need to say, what do you want to do next in order to fulfill that task? So そのために and then I said what I want to do. I want to, so in my case it was 古典文学 classical literature の勉強をさらに広めていきたいと思う。And then 特に what in particular? And then you will be able to find, sorry, there's a plane. Alright, and then I said 以下の3つの研究テーマである。1つ目は then I have a paragraph for that. Then I said 2つ目は and then I said 3つ目は. So this is how I structured my answer. and with very specific examples of themes and books that I would like to look at. So it's going to take a while if I go through every single Japanese expression that I use in this answer. So I'm going to paste this on my article on my website, zakuroguchi.com. So zakuroguchi.com, and you can then read it and take example from that if you would like to. So the next question, which is question 17 on the application form, at least back then, 2018, it says 卒業後の計画、進学、職業など future planning academics and career after graduation from your university. So you need to be careful with this answer. Japan is looking for people. I mean, obviously this is a free scholarship that gives you also money to live and study in Japan, and the Japanese government will want to probably give it to someone that they think can potentially contribute to Japanese society in the future, not just someone who wants to go and have a year of fun in Japan. 卒業後は大学院進学を希望している。So I'm saying I would like to do future studies. 現時点でどこの大学に応募するかはまだ決めてないが、日本の大学で研究することも考えている。大学院で研究を進めることによって、日本文学と日本文化についてさらに深い知識を得ることができるからだ。大学院では卒業論文で行った研究を生かして日本語と日本文化を学ぶための新しい教材を作りたいと思っている。特に江戸時代の面白い物語を使って、古文を教えるとともに古文の知識を利用して現代語をより効果的に教える方法を考えていきたいと思う。最終的に教員になるかどうかは決めてないが、以上のような、何らかの形で日本語と日本文化の素晴らしさを多くの人に伝える仕事に、たどり着くのが夢だ。日本における1年間の勉強と研究はこの目標を達成する土台になると感じている。日本語、現代語と古文の勉強と日本文学の研究を通して日本語の特徴とその歴史について学べる上に文化についての理解も含めていけると思うからだ。その知識をしっかりと身につけた上で昔の日本と現代の日本とのつながり、その魅力を多くの人に伝えられるようになりたいと考えている。So, what can you take from this one? You can, again, I provided a few examples of what I could potentially do, what I could do thinking about further studies, how I could study in Japan, and then how I could create new learning materials. And one point that I think you could take away from this is the 素晴らしさ. The word 素晴らしさ。彼らの形で、何らかの形で日本語と日本文化の素晴らしさを多くの人に伝える仕事に就くのが夢だ。So I wrote that one because I mean it is true that I would like to work in a field that allows me to connect Japanese culture and other cultures and also be useful and at the same time convey the charm and beauty of Japanese culture, although obviously it's not all roses tinted glasses, but I can tell you from my own experiences of participating in Japanese speech contests and doing various applications for Japanese scholarships that this point of Nihon no subarashisa is something that no matter what thing you will apply for, it always strikes with people, with Japanese people and examiners. So take that into consideration. What can you do? Obviously, they don't want someone, probably the majority of your examiners would not to be keen on someone who's going to research a topic that criticizes Japan or something that brings down Japan. They will be more enthusiastic and more eager possibly to give a scholarship to someone who will, you know, give a positive contribution to Japan, if that can be, if I can sum it up in that way. So do bear that in mind, that you are a foreigner in Japan, あくまでもね。そしてですね、I'm going to go on to the next question. So the last part of the application where you might have to write something in Japanese is the one where it says subjects you currently study or research. 現在学習している内容. In my case, it said 日本語、古文、日本文学、日本史の授業を取っている。日本語の授業では日本の社会などに関する文章を読んだ上で討論やスピーチをしたり作文を書いたりする練習をしている。古文の授業では幕末までのさまざまな資料を原文で読みながら古典文法を学んでいる。日本文学の授業では平安時代からの数多くの作品の翻訳で読んでその分析方法を考察している。日本史の授業では奈良時代からの歴史を勉強しながら論文の書き方などを学んでいるというふうに書きました。はい。So this is all. This is it as far as the application is concerned. The most important parts again are the 日本での学習計画. Okay, so what your study plan in Japan is, and the future plan in academics and career, the 卒業後の計画、進学、職業など. If you have specific ideas for what type of work, what type of field you would like to be working in, you can definitely write about that as well. So this is a very important part of the application. Again, I'm going to paste it on here and on zakuroguchi.com. And so this is it. Then in another video, we can look at some past papers that I have that you can use to practice for you're going to have a written exam. In the case of Italy, you first do the written exam and only the people who pass the written test will be able to continue on to the speaking exam, which is where you're going to use you might be asked questions out of your application. And in England, it was a bit different. In England, everyone had a chance to do the written test and the speaking exam, regardless of the results of the written test. So in the next video, we're going to be looking at some past papers, as well as questions that you might be asked during the interview process and how you can answer those questions in Japanese. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I also run a few channels in Japanese language. So if you want to check them out, they're called Samurai Flag Channel, Hitotsubu Channel, and Neba Neba Channel. And you can practice your Japanese by listening to some of the videos, hopefully. Okay, thank you for watching and keep it up. 頑張ってください。はい、ここまでご覧になっていただきどうもありがとうございました。次回お会いしましょう。またねー。